Morning everybody, it's Gareth here from Design Pit, and this is the first Monday morning commute of the year. It should have happened before Christmas, but because of the last minute COVID restrictions that were brought in just before the festive period kicked off, I didn't have time to get this done before Christmas. So I've just shifted it on, and it's going to be the first one of 2021. And this week we're going to be talking about relocating your business. So here we go. So my experience of relocating a business is probably different to most. My business is incredibly lightweight, very, very agile as an entity. Pretty much everything I need to make my business function and tick and run would fit in the back of my pickup truck. It's pretty much everything you can see in the room behind me is pretty much all I need. As long as I've got the internet and I can plug some of this kit into the internet, I can pretty much work from anywhere. So from a logistical point of view, it was pretty straightforward for me to sort of pick up my business and move it. If you've got a business that carries a lot of equipment, heavy duty plant for example, there's going to be logistical challenges there that I couldn't comment on because I've never had to deal with it. But the challenges that I encountered with my relocation was I relocated my family and my business in the middle of a pandemic, a global pandemic, and we relocated 160 miles from where I'd lived pretty much all my life, and my business had been based for the previous sort of 8 and a half years. So the challenges that I encountered were in that sphere really, not with the actual physical moving of the business. So my business was a very, very local business, and I'd got a great reputation in the North Birmingham area, and I still have. Still do a lot of work with clients in that area. The challenges that I found were centered around basically my own insecurity about moving so far away. Would some of those clients decide not to use me anymore because I'm not so local? And in a weird sort of twist in this story, the pandemic actually helped, because as I was preparing to move and getting stressed about like remote working, supporting clients from distance, the whole world shifted their businesses onto Zoom or Teams. So all of a sudden, everybody was supporting people from distance, from home, and that kind of helped, because the whole sort of like client bank that I developed started to shift their sort of mindset to be, okay, this is okay, we can do this from distance, we can do this online, we don't physically need to have people close by. And that happened just as I was relocating, so it kind of helped, and that was a big weight off my mind, shall we say. Relocating to a new area is great, it's exciting, there's lots to sort of like think about, like doing and exploring where you live. As a business, my first priority really was to start getting to know people in the local area. So I'm reasonably well known in North Birmingham, in the sort of Tamworth, Lichfield, Sutton Coldfield corridor, but down here on the south coast in Salisbury, I don't really know anyone. So my first sort of like key sort of sticking point really was to sort of get out there and get known. Again, the pandemic helped with this, because everyone was shifting their networking groups onto online platforms like Zoom or Teams. So what I did was, when I was still based in the Midlands before we actually moved, I actually joined a few groups and visited a few groups online just to sort of see like how it worked, and I was really pleased to see that it was pretty much exactly the same setup in networking terms as it was up in Birmingham. So I felt very comfortable straight away really, and I decided to join a group down here on the south coast called the Boardroom Network, where there's a lot of people, the really supportive community, and I started to sort of like make inroads to get some Zoom one-to-ones booked in and get my face known. And that was really key really, because if you don't know anyone, no one's going to buy from you. So like, we all like local work because it takes the logistical sort of challenges out of the way. Now I know we're talking about supporting people from distance, but it's always nice to get work close to home. So it was quite important for me to start that sort of networking activity off nice and early. And I've been doing that pretty much most of the year for 2020, and I'm going to continue that into 2021. And hopefully, as restrictions ease, be able to do some more face-to-face one-to-ones, as we're able to move around a bit more. So my top 3 tips for relocating your business are this, basically. So number 1, get your logistics sorted nice and early. So have a look at your business from the top down and work out what the physical move looks like, because this will be different for every business. Everyone's got different kit and needs different things. How is that going to manifest itself in a physical move? You're probably going to need support. If you've got big stuff like printers, for example, if you're a printing company, you're going to need to get some professional help to actually lift that sort of kit and physically move it down to wherever you're moving to. So get your logistics and plan that to the finite detail. Top tip number 2, get yourself known in the area that you're moving to nice and early. There's lots of ways of doing this. The best, in my opinion, is to attend as many networking meetings as you possibly can, and do this nice and early. If you can, do it before you actually relocate. And get yourself known in the local area, because local work is always good, in my opinion. Top tip number 3, try and avoid moving and relocating in the middle of a global pandemic, because it just throws up challenges that you want to try and avoid at all costs. I didn't really have much of a choice. I had to move because my wife got a new job and she had a detailed start date that we had to work to. So I kind of didn't have the choice. But if you can, I would suggest trying to avoid to moving your business in the middle of a global pandemic, because it just throws up challenges like not being able to move around, the tiers, how it's going to work. It's going to affect your logistics. It's going to affect your networking if that's what you're into. So try and time it well and avoid sticky situations like the one that we're in at the minute. So that is relocating your business and the Monday Morning Commute all done. That's the first one of 2021. We've got more topics coming every Monday over the next few weeks and months. If there's something that you would like me to discuss and put my 10 pence worth of opinion to, please email me at gareth@designpit.co.uk and I will put that into the list for content to film, or you can always inbox me on LinkedIn, and tune in next week for more commentary on life in business as an SME operator. So thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.